Yeah, Monday. What's up, everybody? Monday morning. Welcome to this edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's go ahead and dive into the markets, taking a look at our breakouts and reversals from an educational perspective to see what is out there. And one quick announcement, don't forget, coming up in just a month or so from today, we have the Traders Army Summit. If you purchase tickets before April 15th, you save 20%. You're going to want to attend this bad boy. Anaheim, California, May 16th and 17th. We're going to be at the Sheraton Suites in Anaheim, where we're going to have a lot of great presenters dropping good material, lots of information, lots of stuff to share. So you don't want to miss it. Go to tradersarmy.com/summit today so that you can jump on board and see what we have going on. Look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a blast. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our trade review. So starting on the S&P. So we've been in this kind of sideways range last week as we kind of chopped around just a little bit. But we're down about 14, 15 points today after Friday's, rally. Sold off last night. And in last night's live trade room session, we didn't really have any great setups that gave themselves away. But below 44.43, you've got a pretty nice move down. Now, on our 4-hour chart, we are in a downward trend. We've got lower swing lows as well as lower swing highs. And as those lower swing lows and lower swing highs continue to make their mark, we would be more apt to look for price to break down from this area. When it comes to supply areas above me, this is actually a pretty clean little level right here that we came close to, unfortunately, without getting in right there at the right around the London Open. And so when I look at a smaller time period, slide down to say a 15-minute chart, this came fairly close without giving me an entry. This is the Sunday, market trading kickoff. I'm going to make it a confirmation short only because we came close to it without getting in. And if we rally back up into there, I'd look to go short because that's what my big picture trend is telling me. If I move over to the NASDAQ, let me slide over to the NQ here. Moving over to the NASDAQ, we see that we are continuing our move down. We hit our breakout area and broke down below, came back to the opposing demand and just stalled out in that opposing demand. So the fact that we have hit that opposing demand, remember it's a 15-minute chart, so we hit it and went nowhere. We did poke out, but just really died, tells me that the better chances that prices are going to continue to fall. And so if we think that prices are going to continue to fall, I would look for what's the best way to re-enter. And I think if you get a breakdown below the low, there's definitely room to drop. And looking to this area right up in here, once again, right at the open from Sunday night, I think does also create a pretty good area and a pretty good opportunity for a for a short trade out of that level. Looking at the Russell 2000, the Russell's given us a couple of decent short levels, one right in here, another right through here, although my best one still comes into play way up there. 4-hour trend is most decidedly dropping, and so shorts are certainly the name of the game. Your better entries are going to come on that smaller time frame. I do like this little 15-minute noisy cricket wick over wick right here, right at about 2,000. So keep an eye on that area for today. And then the Dow Jones certainly also continuing the same momentum, but a little bit lower momentum to the drop, but definitely still a downside momentum setup. So you'd look right below here for a potential breakdown below 34,400, I think would be the best opportunity for a drop in the Dow. So those are our major equity markets. Let's take a look at our energies and metals, starting with crude oil. Now, crude oil, we talked about a potential breakdown below this level. We didn't get clean or quality basing before we got the breakdown, and so it just kind of hovered at that level, but definitely still falling. Matter of fact, we've closed well below 100. We're sitting right now at about 94, And so I'm looking to say, do we get another rally today to take me up to this wick over wick area right here? That's the kind of level that I love to find, are those wick over wick levels just below a pivot in the hourly chart. So that's 95.51 by 96 would be an area definitely today to keep on your radar. Gold yesterday, we took a look at our gold yesterday, got a little bit of a rally up. For those of you that did the iron condor and gold, that wound up working out pretty well in between the 1870 and 1960 levels. So that iron condor did expire. Good little trade setup there. Now we did have a confirmation short on this high up here, but notice that we blew through it without giving you any sort of an entry, which is why we do the confirmations, because it did not really give us the right setup. Now looking at this on a 4 hour, we're still very much in a sideways 4 hour market, but are we going to get above this pivot? And if we get above this pivot, now things will start to change. We're not there yet. So I'm not looking at that as a breakout opportunity or any of that yet. But we certainly have a bit of a speed candle down here where the origin of this move happened. Let's look for a retracement back to that speed candle. And then from here, we would look for a potential long, knowing that our risk is a little bit higher because we're in a bit of still a sideways 4 hour market. So those would be the areas for gold and crude oil. Natural gas has had a pretty strong run higher. We are starting to roll over a little bit here at this top. I see our momentum starting to wane, but certainly still looking at bullish opportunities as really the better setups. I do like this level here above this wick over wick area where we had started the day. And then if we get a breakout above there for price to move higher. Looking at bonds and currencies, starting first with euro. The euro had a little bit of a level up here. We touched into it, moved away, and then now it's kind of stalled. So not a lot there. The better level does exist up in here. But if we get basing in front of that level, like say right around here, then I would think actually it would turn into a breakout trade. So I don't love this because of the basing. We're getting close to it anywho. And I think you're better off on price breaking and rallying through there. This area is still problematic for the breakout, though. And so without a lot of basing, I think that this will still hold for a reversal, but not a strong enough one for me to be willing to enter a trade. This level here is not strong enough for me to enter a trade, but it's strong enough to keep me out of one, if that makes sense to everybody out there. Taking a look, our bond markets both continue to be overall net bearish. You're looking for re-entries into those on breakout trades. Looking at crypto really quickly. Micro Bitcoin. We were certainly looking at this area breaking down below. Price broke below that through there. And now we've dropped into this hourly demand, and are we getting a little bounce out of it? We may get a little bounce out of it, and if we do, look to that little level of supply, which exists just above us. And then in Ether, very similar picture. We did get a gap fill. Price moved away from that gap fill area. You may or may not have gotten in on that one. We've got another level that exists down below here. But in reality, our big picture trend is dropping. Looking at our 4 hour, we'll be able to see a lower swing low and a lower swing high. And so 2 consecutive lower swing lows, 2 consecutive lower swing highs. The demand area down here at its best could be a confirmation entry. Even that's a little bit sketchy. I do like the supply level up above, though, very, very well. So, all right, well, those are our areas for today. Don't forget, go to tradersarmy.com/summit. Get your summit tickets this week. This is the time. If you've been thinking about doing it, if you want to get out in front of people and you want to see other human beings, good traders that share a lot of your same mindsets, go get your tickets today. I look forward to seeing you there. Until tomorrow, I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Hey, thanks for joining us. If you like what we do, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the only way the computers know that you're actually alive and really care. And go to tradersarmy.com today to learn a bit more. And if you want to see some of our other videos, click here in the box.